since 2 a.m. The 4-hour hasn't touched the 9 since, I guess you could call this 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
RSI on a 4-hour chart's above 80. Haven't had a red, 3-hour candle, 4-hour candle since then.
What's going to save you is the True Social, and it's going to tank $8. I feel like he has the post loaded, like just waiting to hit the enter button.
If I get this right, it's going to be an absolute massive. Solid. What's up? No, Black Mama the Wick didn't get me. Well, so I drew this on the chart. I did not have a hard stop up here. And the only reason that I did it this way is because I made enough money in this account on ES and everything earlier, and some of this oil trade earlier, that I was basically risking my entire day in this account. I have another account completely locked up. That's fine. I actually have 2 other accounts that are locked up. One's up big, one's up medium. This account's about to be up real big if this drops. I'm up $400 total on oil now. Is it the best way to do it? No, definitely not. But everyone trades their plan and their style.
I'm giving you a lot of style points today, though.
Hey, I tell you what,
you are styling.
I mean, hell, can we not get a revert to the mean? Take this thing back down to 91. Dude, the 4-hour 9's at 90. The other thing, if I trim this, my average is going to be like 93. Just starts throwing things around. Yeah, MYG, that's... I started looking, I was like, God, this could just go, 20 cents higher or whatever than where I was looking, and I didn't want to just stop out, especially because it was so extended. I mean, just... The other question is, can you get... I clicked on Casey's name twice. There he is. Sun's out, guns out, bitch. Casey's like, lights on, tank on.
Peptides.
What's up? Peptides.
Casey, I'm just doing degen shit on oil over here. It's pretty crazy. Let's watch the 1-minute chart and just have a lot of fun. Look, if it doesn't work today, I'll try it again tomorrow. Tonight,
When's
tomorrow. Try it tomorrow afternoon. Try it tomorrow night.
No, you
I
won't.
guess I can't try it tomorrow night.
Breakfast
Tomorrow's Friday. I guess I could jump on Vest and short it. Do you guys read chat? Nope. I never read the chat. All right, I am going to trim here at this 50.
Look at you, staying true to your game.
Come on. You guys do not want to see what my execution chart looks like. Jesus Christ.
All the arrows.
Dude, it's bad. Ha! Rugged!
Come on, trim, baby.
Get back to my original average at 34.
I'm trimming some here. I'm going to be down to 3 runners at 9.
Oh, we got Trump?
No way.
Oh!
Is he coming out? Is he making? No way. Is he
He's
posting?
walking live right now.
Oh.
Need so much, nor did I care that much, to be honest with you. All I know is you need more than double what we produce right now. Think of it. So we produce tremendous amounts of electricity for every business, and this industry needs more than double that amount. So we're letting you build your own with the Trump administration's ratepayer
back to
protection
92.
plan. The American innovators and consumers thrive to win together because we're insisting that AI data centers and big tech companies pay their own way, and that's what they're doing, and they're happy to do it because this way they're going to be able to function and function brilliantly. They're going to have a lot of electricity left over, and they'll put that into the grid, so we'll actually end up with more electricity. The rates are going to go down. As president, I've always said that America's goal must be to dominate the future, and that includes being the _1 superpower in artificial intelligence, so important. And this is, I think, bigger than frankly, I think it's bigger than the internet. It's bigger than anything anyone's seen thus far. Maybe someday there'll be something bigger than this, probably will. But I think up until this point, AI is probably the biggest thing anybody's ever seen. And whoever wins that race is probably going to win, period. And again, we're leading China, and we want to keep it that way. President Xi is coming over on September 24th, and we talked about it when I was over in Beijing, and we'll be talking about it again. But he was very impressed with the job we've done, because ordinarily, they don't have any problem with electric. They build a lot of electric. They don't do environmental impact statements. They just say, you want electric? We'll build
All right,
it.
I'm going to take a little
They
trim.
don't use too many windmills.
right
They
here
make
on
the
oil.
windmills, but they don't use them. They they do it the old-fashioned way in many
What's
ways.
your average?
The United
Or
States
what was it?
never settles for second, and we don't under this administration.
I
can
don't
tell
even
you
know
that.
how to
You see that,
answer
'cause
that question
we
properly
have the
because the
hottest
amount of
country
times I
right
got
now
in and out
anywhere
of
in
this
the
thing.
world.
Never
We live
mind.
by the motto America
When I
First.
was
That's what's made us
fully margined, it was
very strong, and we're
92.85.
leading
Okay.
China
Now that I've
and all
trimmed
other
all this,
countries
it's
by a lot in
93.13.
AI and just about every other
With
category.
$200 or less.
Including crypto. We want to stay in front in crypto. They'd love to take that over.
I just hear Will ask
Some
what
of
your
the
average
other
was, and you just
names
you're
are
like,
highly
I can't give a good answer.
But thanks in
Well,
part
how
to
do
this
you-
incredible
dude, you-
technology boom and
Well, like, what's the
pouring into
overall
United
average?
States from all over the world. 19.2
Right. Well, now that I
trillion
trimmed, it's
dollars, creating
93.13.
hundreds
Oh
of
yeah,
thousands
I get
of
you because when
jobs.
you
So
trim,
think of
I
it,
know
Because
it
it- when you
changes.
trim, it moves.
It changes
in
your
12
entry
months.
technically. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and the previous
The rest of the
administration
contracts
had
didn't
less
have that.
than 1 trillion in
Yeah,
4 years.
that's true.
I would say that's an improvement. Do I
It's
get
a good
credit
trim
for
spot
it?
right
No.
here.
Get no credit. Think of that. It's a 19.2 in 12 months versus less than 1 in 4 years. It's hard to believe, right? But that's the way it is. No credit, but we just keep chugging along. But as I say, I get no
Wait, look at
credit
that
for
text
anything, and then I look around the Oval Office, I say, oh, but we're the Oval Office. So I guess we do get credit.
George, where you at?
But less than 2 years ago, our country was
Oh
dead.
my God.
And I've had this said by so many leaders. I use the expression a
That's
little bit different sometimes. It's said differently.
Dude, looks like
but
my
meaning
kid
the
drew
same thing.
crayons
I
on
say,
there.
Sir, less than 2
Bro,
years
what
ago,
the
your
fuck?
country was dead, and now you have the hottest country
That's,
anywhere in
no,
the world.
dude, that's
we are the
not
hottest
fucking
in the world.
okay, bro.
At the same time, we know that the data centers
What?
and AI are dramatically increasing the demand for electricity.
Genuinely
It's only
tell me
fair
how the fuck
because
you
they're
take
building the new
that many
infrastructure
trades.
required to meet
Oh
this
my
demand.
God.
should
Dude, I don't want to know what my
borne by
commissions are.
corporations themselves,
I
not
just
by
trimmed here at
Oh my
92.
God.
They're at
consumers
least
and
$300
American
in
patriots, American
commissions.
citizens. And I
Dude,
think
I-
everybody agrees to it. And
How-
actually,
I
they
don't
really
even
don't have a
make up
choice
this
because
many
there's no way of
executions
producing
in
that
2
kind of
weeks of trade.
electricity, the kind you need.
That's
And they
insane.
want to do it themselves. And honestly, they're
Dude,
coming
that
up with
is
some
so
plans
funny.
that are
Like I won't make up this
genius,
many
just
trades
like-
in 2 whole
just
weeks.
like they are. That's why
I've been
earlier
there
this
before.
year I introduced the
Holy-
rate pay under this groundbreaking
Here's
plan.
the
America's
thing, I will
largest
say
tech
this.
companies have formally
Let-
committed to
There- it
fund
is
or
profitable.
build all energy infrastructure required to meet the demand they are placing on the grid. So they're going to be funding all of those electric needs,
I just
and we're
trimmed
giving
at
them the right to
92.
build their own power
Mine's
plants.
101.
Lee
Good
Zeldin
trade.
is here.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
Good trade, but you
He's
paid
getting it done
$300 in
quickly,
commission.
and
One of us. One of us.
Ryan, you are the most profitable vibe trader I've ever known.
Well, look, so what I
He is
did was
phenomenal. He's
every time it got
incredible. He's an
extended, I
MVP
sold some more and it would
candidate,
come
I will
down and
tell
I would
you.
cover it. And
He
so
is
it
doing
might
things
just,
at
it just
levels
kept
that-
creeping my
By
average
the way,
up
everything perfectly.
until I got the big
Trading
roll.
around a
He's
core.
totally into the environment, but he's getting things done in 2, 3, 4 weeks.
If I didn't have,
That used to take years
if
and
I didn't have
years.
profits to do it, like,
And people are getting their approvals, and they're building buildings. We're building more buildings now, plants, and all sorts of
Trump, we
manufacturing
would like to build
capability
some
that
oil
we've
shorts
never done
again. So
anywhere
can you build
near it.
those for us?
Many, many times. And companies are pouring in. Toyota the other day, as
Yeah, I was
you know,
confident it
announced
was
that
gonna
they're
drop,
moving
but-
into our country from Mexico.
I mean, that was a spot,
Going to
92
be, I
bucks.
think, closing up. a
and
lot
the
of
other
their
thing I could have
I
just
covered
all
it.
of in
stopped out and
Mexico.
got back
They're moving
in
to this
10
country.
times, but
We have
this worked out better.
we have more car plants
Well,
being built
if
now
you
in the United
position
States
the sizes
than at any
right,
time
you can
in
kind of
history.
leg into
And you know,
it,
we
start
went years
small and then keep
before
adding.
me. We went many years with no car plant being built. I mean, they wouldn't even think about
Many
building in
years.
this country. Now,
years.
with a hot, same thing with chips. We'll have about 50% by the time this term is over. We're going to have probably 50% of the chip market. A year ago, when we began, we had no chip market. We had virtually
Oh,
none.
under
Other than
92?
Intel, we had Intel.
I'd like
And
some
we made a
potato
purchase
chips.
of 10% of Intel. We got it for
Older
the right
Canadian.
price. And we made approximately $72 billion on that deal. So it was good. Do I get credit for that one? No. I get no credit.
You're getting credit for $90 oil, I'll tell you that.
None. But we did that, and we made a lot of great
mean, it's
deals, I'll
just-
tell you. And we keep it going, too.
It was
But
so
Intel's been
overbought
fantastic,
on
one of the
everything.
hottest companies anywhere in the country. And when we met them, they were really
Little
having
volume
very
came
big
into it, that
difficulty.
helped
We
it.
worked with them. But the stock price has gone up many times. I think it's
it
maybe
looks
the
so
hottest
bad.
or one of the hottest anywhere in the world. So that was an honor to do it. I love looking good. But we made a lot of money. We made, I guess, over
Such a
72
egomaniac. I love looking.
I love looking good. We made a
They've,
lot of
Also
money.
agreed to invest heavily in local communities where data centers are built, supporting job training and local services. They're really spending a tremendous
I knew I
amount of
should have
money.
went and taken
In
that
other words,
lap
the
earlier. I could
governors
just feel like
in
this
the room.
coming.
You have great governors.
Remember
in
when I
this
said
room.
that? I said I need to go take a
And,
lap.
These companies are spending tremendous amounts of
taken a
money
lap.
on the communities, the local communities.
I am up $1,000
So
now
I think
on
it's important that
oil.
we tell the local communities that, because other nations are trying to get us to slow down, and they're spending a lot of money on propaganda, on press, PR, trying to convince everybody that
We're
this
spending
is
a lot of money on the
positive
war,
thing.
another
And if we
70
don't do
bill.
this, we're going to be left behind. And even communities compared to other communities. You have some communities that really want this. This isn't all negative stuff. You have communities that really want the data centers. And frankly, those are the smart communities.
We actually
because it
spend very
means
little on more.
tremendous numbers of jobs. very little actual disruption.
Relative to everything.
And the ones
else,
that
like,
don't want it,
seems
you
like a
know,
lot.
the happiest people in the world are foreign countries, number one, and
Oh,
What was number 2?
to be there. And some of them are great communities.
Oh, we're never gonna know.
Very forward-looking communities, very smart communities. Since I introduced
is he taking
this plan
questions here? I
just a
wonder.
few months ago, more than 220 utilities, tech companies, state governments, and other partners have signed our ratepayer protection pledge. Electricity rates for 80% of the power distributed in America are now being kept in check by the plan. We have kept rates down, way down. You know, we inherited the worst inflation in the history of America from the Biden administration. And as you know, last week it was announced that inflation is way down. It's down more than it's been in over 6 years. And other things are happening that are so fantastic. And when all these buildings, plants, factories that we're talking about start opening up, all I know is I'd like to be the next president.
David, I get it.
Because I'm
I
going to make
totally get
somebody
it.
look very good. They're going to sit there and all this stuff is going to be opening and they're going to be saying what a genius they are. That happened
Wouldn't
with
recommend
Biden.
anybody go
I
through
got
what I just went
cuts in
through.
medicine prices that statutorily took 2 or 3 years. And I got these tremendous
Ryan
cuts,
is a
and then
special breed,
They
guys.
sat
Like,
there and said, oh, yeah. They didn't even know where they came from. But I got them, and this is going to be a much bigger example. You have all these
I don't know. Everybody that was talking shit. Awfully quiet now.
and somebody's going to look very, very smart.
Let's
and
give
I
away
hope you'll
another
remember
count.
me
Fuck it.
because what we've done is, for example,
yes.
Southern companies, Georgia Power
definitely
has
didn't take his meds
frozen
today.
base rates for households
No meds.
until
Nice job, man. Good job.
2029. Is anybody
been
here
there.
from Georgia Power? There's
right, keyword
a
oil.
certain governor who's here. A certain governor who's here. too. Congratulations.
Type oil in the
Boy
chat.
That's a
Ryan.
great job.
one
I've
of
heard
the
about it.
Best traders.
Congratulations to both. And it's
Oil in the
fantastic.
He's up
in the
big
chat. We're
league.
giving a 50K,
Georgia, the
I'm giving another
revenue
50K
from
Tradeify account.
Google's data center construction.
Dadgummit, this
Oil,
stupid-
oil,
numbers-
oil, oil.
The numbers are so incredible. Nobody's ever seen. You know, the biggest building in the whole world was the Pentagon. And you can fit 25 Pentagons into some of these buildings, 25. And if you happen to be a community, and there's very little disruption. They're just large. They go on for miles. And frankly, if you like certain types of things, they're incredible to look at, to see that we could do something like this. But they also throw off tremendous amounts of money for the community. And when you look at Georgia and you look at
God, I
the
read
revenue,
the
think
chat
of
and
that
I'm
revenue
like,
from
is oil
Google's
dropping?
data center construction, allowing them to eliminate all property
Thought I was
taxes.
opposed.
Did you know that, Brian? That's not bad, right? So, thank you very much. Great job. That's a great job. And you probably had some negative stuff, a little heat. Oh, we don't want a data center. Usually those are the people that actually want them and they'd like you not to build them. Because you know what? If it doesn't go to you and if it doesn't go to Georgia, as an example, it's going to go someplace else. And those people are very happy to get them, too, the smart people. American Electric Power now projects that their customers will enjoy as much as $16 billion contracts. $16
It's all
billion
capital, OIL.
So think it's cost offsets.
All capital.
In Iowa, Alliant Energy data center deals. Where are you, Alliant? Alliant, where are you? Are you here? Thank you. Data center deals are allowing them to freeze electric rates for consumers for at least 5 years. So your rates are going to stay the same or lower. In Louisiana, here's a guy looks like he's from Louisiana to me. Public school teachers in so think of that, Richland Parish are getting as much as $50,000 in bonuses this year thanks to a $27 billion project by Meta that will also save local.
All right, we give people to catch up to live here another couple minutes. If over 50 of you entered, it's OIL, oil, as I say where I'm from.
That's big stuff, Mr. Governor, right? You didn't have any doubt about it. Here's a governor doing a great job. We have some really great governors in this room.
50K
With the ratepayer protection pledge,
coming your
we're
way.
creating a fair deal for
Market looks like it's
everybody.
going
This is
down,
how
down
we'll
right
grow
now.
our economy, lower the cost of living.
I'll be right back to give
protect
away that
American
50K account.
consumers and lead the
Word
world in
oil.
AI
And if you were trolling in the
all
chat,
at the same time. We want to lead the world. And
Type
it
oil
is
in
said,
there.
if you come in second, you're going to be second overall.
I hope one of the
because
trolls
there's never
wins.
been anything big like this. There's never been any, like in
I need some more haters. And there's only about 8 of you that were trying to clown on me. So we
both
get
of
some
you,
more.
there's no
Let me
other
get those
thing.
numbers
You can do
out.
100
Pump 'em
different
up.
deals, 100. It is
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And why? They put a big, gorgeous new plant in a certain location. Big deal. It's so incredibly positive. Unfortunately, there are some who would like to lead us down the opposite path. And I call them the radical left communists. They call them socialists, but these people are communists, actually more. I think it's a much more accurate
Casey's
term.
power just went out.
Want to shut down all new development, kill our most successful industries, destroy hundreds of thousands of jobs, and surrender the AI race to China. And China, look, you know, I'm not blaming them. I have a lot of respect for them. I have a lot of respect for President Xi, but they represent China. We represent the United States of America. And they lobby against these things, and they spend money on it, and they want communities to reject them as much as possible because they'd like to be leading the race. But we're leading the race, and unless we're very foolish and frankly very stupid, we'll continue to lead the race. We have a nice lead.
All right, I got 88
a lot of
people
people
entered.
didn't expect that was possible.
Who's
Perhaps
ready?
Even worse,
Who's
the
ready?
radical left's plans would not
Let's
lower
do it.
your
Let's
electricity
do it.
bills,
Drum
but they
roll,
would actually
please.
increase them very substantially
drum
because
roll
you wouldn't
sound.
have all of this money pouring in. You'd have American energy.
We're
going
gonna
to
play this for oil real
far
fast.
more expensive, and regulating oil, natural gas, and clean, beautiful coal. It would be the end of all of it. It would be the end of all of it. It would be the end of, frankly, it would be the end of great success for our country because we've never had
93
anything
people
like
entered.
what's happening right now.
Oil, all
The-
capital
I
in the
call them
chat.
Democrats
Last chance to
because
get
their
in.
Policies are so bad. Look, think of it.
What about people
I
who
get
say
in?
you're only interested in the Middle
we
East
want
for
men.
oil?
Type oil in the chat, Jay. What are you doing?
Sports.
Huh?
Transgender, they want
Who said something?
transgender for everybody. I call it transgender mutilization of your children for everybody. Open borders where the world can pour in, where prisons from
All right, 100
all over
people
the
are entered.
world
I'm giving it
released
away
into our
right now.
country. And we've done a hell of a job in getting
Give
them
it
out.
away.
It's 11,000.
C-Rage is the
Drum
winner.
roll, please.
C-Rage is the winner.
Rage.
But the Democrats in Congress want
Rage.
less energy, not more.
Let's
and if given
go.
the chance,
What
they'd
is
send
your
prices soaring and inflation skyrocketing, which is exactly what would
account
happen
handle at
if you had
what?
somebody else sitting in the
Type that
position
in the
that I
chat
am
for me.
right
It'll
now.
pop up on my screen. I will
And
DM
just
you.
like we did with the Green New Scam.
Ninth
where
account
we were
giveaway of the
scammed.
day.
The whole
That's a
country
record
was,
for
I
us.
wasn't scammed. I got it right from the beginning. I got it from
I'm
the
on
first
one today,
minute
boys.
when I heard this crap. You know, they were saying wind was so wonderful, except you couldn't watch your television. They wanted to watch the debate. Donald Trump against Sleepy Joe Biden. Nobody could watch it because the wind wasn't blowing. Remember that? Darling would like to watch the debate tonight. I'm sorry, the wind isn't blowing. No, that's one of the great scams of all time. But you know,
C-Rage. Please
if
put
you
your
dislike
X
another country, let them
account
keep building
in the chat.
windmills. They are going down. People are finally figuring it out. But we're not going to let it happen to this country. We're going to use the kind of things that work, and they're working better than anybody
Okay, I
ever
see.
thought possible. So experts have observed that the amount of energy
Make sure you have
a
DMs
society
open.
produces is the single greatest indicator of its advancement as a civilization, its
I like that
success.
name, C-Rage. I hate that
That's
this
a positive
stupid
thing.
app sucks, though. You don't have
Civilization
DMs
to new
open.
heights. The radical left
C-Rage, you gotta send me a
only
DM
wants to
at Wolf
limit our
Ryan.
energy consumption and rein in our American dreams. We have the American dream. Until we came along, we had a great first term. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country, and this economy will blow it away. We're doing very well against
C-Rage, send me a
the
DM.
Islamic Republic of Iran.
All right,
We're
yeah.
doing extremely
Perfect.
well. They would like to do something, but I say they're not ready yet. They need more of the same. They're not
Reminder, use
ready
code
yet. They
WOLF
got some
at your
evil
favorite
intentions. We cannot.
Prop firm for the best discount.
when they start blowing away communities
Get
one
this
by one.
account to
We cannot
Siri.
let them ever even think about having a nuclear weapon, and that's exactly what's happening. They'll never have a nuclear weapon. Under the
Yeah, I'll take that off the screen so people start.
And by the way, this should have
At
been
Wolf
this should have been
Ryan.
done by other.
Great.
They've been saying 47 years now for about 3 years, but this should have been done
There he
for
is.
50
There he
years
is.
by other American presidents or other countries. Didn't have to be us, but it seems to. If we don't do it, nobody else is. But I will, and nobody else has the capability to do it either. We built in my first term the greatest military anywhere in the
9
world.
accounts gone away
And we're
today.
using it a little more than I thought, but that's all right. We had Venezuela that Chris is doing a fantastic job.
Of course, as always, shout out
We
to Leverage
paid for
shares.
the cost of that war
Check out all the
many
2x
times
leverage
over. We're
ETFs they
taking
have. Please read the
millions
prospectus,
and
summary
millions of
prospectus.
barrels of oil.
Understand
It's
what
going to
trading
Houston
2x
and
leverage tickers
Louisiana.
does.
You know that? You see those ships
Especially around
lined
earnings
up?
season can be very,
And,
very good tool if
Again,
you're a
we
trader.
paid for that.
We appreciate them sponsoring this live free stream all day where we've given away accounts on top of being live for free.
Right now, they can't
So
believe
charge
what's
Boris for
happened.
being
We have
here.
the biggest companies, the biggest oil companies in the world
Casey's
going
back.
in and doing business like
Power's
nobody ever
back,
thought
maybe.
possible. And we're taking some,
again.
we should, and they're taking some. And, you know, it's very interesting that they're making more money. Chris was showing me some numbers. They're making more money, Venezuela now, than they've ever made before. And we're making a lot, too. And I think we're entitled to that. So it was really something. We took that, it was a one-day war. Took one day, people said, oh, we're going to be tied up there forever. And here, you know, we were in Vietnam for 20 years, lost thousands and hundreds of thousands of lives, but thousands and thousands of lives. We were in Afghanistan for years. We were in all these wars that you heard about for years and years. We were, you know, I called them never-ending wars. Well, we're in for 4 months, and
Oh,
four great American patriots killed. That's 18 in 2 wars, and 1 is too many, but it's 18, whereas in Vietnam we lost 200,000. We lost thousands
Yeah,
in every
so-
war. The Korean War, thousands, and
So annoying
these
that
wars
X
all
does
lasted for
this.
years. You know?
Gary
But
in the
it's
chat.
faster
What's
one.
up, Gary?
Yes, we can't let these people, they're very violent people, we can't let them
Gary?
have what they want, which is nuclear weapons. It came from, all of this success came from innovation and ambition and drive. In this country, we build the future fearlessly and confidently so that America always will be strong, prosperous, and the other thing we're going to add to that, we want to be free, and we're going to continue to be free as long as we're smart.
God bless, dude.
We can't be taken advantage of by people that say you're going to have a free home, you're going to get free rent, everything's going to be free. What they don't say is a year later, everything is going to end up in squalor, destruction, and death, and also death for our country.
That is popping
So we
again.
have to stop the threat of the communist rhetoric that you're hearing right now, because these people, they don't act poorly. They're losers. They went to school, they got a good education, now they don't. So we're joined today by some of the people helping to do all of the things that I just talked about, putting the Ratepayer Protection Pledge into action. And here with us are
Who's there, Trump? Let me know.
about Chris. I didn't know Chris. I wanted Doug to head up energy, and Doug said, no, there's one man that's better. Who? Chris Wright. I said, who the hell is that? Turned out to be this guy right over here. And he's turned out to be incredible, really incredible. He's running Venezuela. He's running a lot of, more than anybody has ever run before, I think we can say, Chris, right? He's doing a great job, so we appreciate it. Thank you. A friend of mine, the governor of Louisiana.
Iana.
We have the governor of Nebraska, Jim Pillars, done a fantastic job. He's where's Jim? Is there any someplace? Where are you? Oh, hello, Jim. You're looking good. You don't change much. Thank you. You don't change much. How's Nebraska doing? Good? Do they still like Trump in Nebraska? I think so, huh? We had a very...
Dude, I don't even know what to do.
I'm seeing some reversals come in. Microsoft, Amazon. SPY. Setting up a 5-minute reversal.
Thank you, Brian. Great honor. Entergy CEO Drew Marsh. Drew, thank you very much, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Great job you're doing. Southern Company CEO Chris Womack. Chris. There he is again, Chris.
Because even in the small
know that
box
was your
camera,
name. I said,
GC,
just saw
can you
you. I
check
said, that's
Crowd
a smart guy.
Weekly?
Making
I'm
people
still getting
enjoy
this
you
little
rich,
pop.
right? That's Meta
Crowd?
President Dina
Yeah,
Powell.
CrowdStrike Weekly doesn't
one
look
of
like
my
a long
friend. She
name.
was with me for 4 years in the White House, and I called up Mark. I said, "You hired the right person. You got the right person." So great, Dina. We're proud of you. Columbia County Commission Chairman Doug Duncan.
It looks like it's
Thank
short.
you, Doug. Congratulations.
How long
Job
at
well
175?
done. And Sheldon Jones of Louisiana's
Yeah.
Richland Parish School District.
I'm
And,
actually just
thank
going to
you
go
very
ahead and
much.
set
Good
the alert
job.
now.
You know him, don't you? Huh?
175.50.
Thank you. I heard you're doing fantastically well. And again, Lee Zeldin, who's been so outstanding. So
Ooh, decent spot.
I just want to leave you by saying that it's an honor to be here. I'm going over now to talk about various and sundry subjects. One is the Iran war, where, again, we're doing very well.
Kind of want to grab a
Very
Meta
I
Lotto
would say
for
better than
power.
anybody expected could be done. We've knocked
Only
out
if
their
things start
Navy,
to
their
turn
Air
up.
Force, all of their radar,
Open it
most of
over.
their capability in terms of manufacturing. Their drones are down
Things don't
84%.
look like they want
their
to turn
missiles
up
are down
yet.
91%. And
Calls are
I
still
had a
decreasing. Your
newspaper
puts are
say,
flat.
They're in stronger position today than they were 4 months ago. No, that's not the truth. That's not right. I can't believe they're even allowed. They have no military. They have they're done. They had 159 ships. Everyone's at the bottom of the sea. They had 212 airplanes. Everyone is gone.
How do they keep
They have
attacking
no
then?
radar. They have no anti-aircraft. They have no nothing, other than they're mean and they're smart, and they still have some capability. But 4 months ago, trust me, they were much, much stronger. Okay, I want to give you the non-fake news. But we're going to do that, and we're going to then have the Dodgers, the World Championship Dodgers, are going to be over at the White House. They're going to be waiting, and I'll meet a man who's just about the best pitcher in baseball, and just about the best hitter in baseball, and just about the best fielder in the outfield in baseball. And needless to say, I guess he had a game where he pitched a almost perfect game, and he had 2 or 3 home runs in that game, and they said it was probably, I said, you know, never seen that. Only Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth was a great pitcher, and he was a great hitter. But even the Babe didn't throw a one-hitter and hit 3 home runs, which would make it, I would imagine, about the greatest game ever played. So we're going to meet him and all of the people of the Dodgers. They won the World Championship, and we see the champions, the Super Bowl champions, and the baseball and basketball, all of them. They like to come over to the White House. We're really talking about the ratepayer protection plan. To me is very important, because you have to convince your community protection, and we're giving you automatic protection, but you're going to make a tremendous amount of money. You're going to reduce taxes, and you're going to have something that if you don't have it, everybody else wants it. So these are the smartest people. Most of you in this room, we have a couple probably on the other side of things. They disagree, but I don't know how they can disagree. Your community and your state's going to become rich, and there's very little disruption. And again, if you don't take all that money, somebody else is going to take it. You might as well do it yourselves. So it's an honor to
Dude, I swear to God, X is terrible.
Brian, everybody just take over, have a good free-for-all, figure it out, and if you have any problems, I'll come right back and I'll straighten those problems out, okay? Thank you. Great job. Thank you.
All right. Even if he keeps talking, it's just not working.
Just have to wait and see. No taco yet.
Oh. Now what?
Still riding 5-minute EMAs down.
Reminder for everyone, if you're an investor, check out Rallies AI. Connect your portfolio, connect everything if you want. And it will learn you, will give you AI insights. It will take emotions out of your investment decisions. Do a whole lot of things for you. You can actually build agents within here, all kinds of different stuff. Rallies.ai. There's a link right there in the chat. There's also this arena in here that's pretty cool where they gave 100,000 to a bunch of different AI models. ChatGPT crushing it, up 67%. This is since like early December of last year. Grok up 42%. Claude, you can see what the AIs themselves are doing, what they're buying and selling, how they're managing the stuff. Gemini, Grok, ChatGPT sitting on my hands today, but holding everything. That part's pretty cool. That you can build agents yourself. You can ask the chat, hey, roast my portfolio. Or you can actually ask it more productive questions, but it learns your goals. You could tell it, hey, I want to buy a house in 3 years. I have this much money I'm investing. What's the best way to try to get me to my investment goals? And it will help learn you. It'll help give you suggestions. It'll remove the emotions. If you love a stock too much, it'll tell you, hey, you probably love that stock too much. Anyway, Rallies.ai. Check it out. Connect your portfolios, all that great stuff. Just like to put stuff on your radar. In case it helps somebody out there, shout out to Rallies. I don't know if I'm able to disclose who one of the major people is behind that, but one of the major programmers is from a Mag 7 company. I'll put it that way. Come on, oil. Rugged. By the way, make sure you guys are caught up to live. Okay. I didn't know if it had been publicly disclosed. Yeah, he was the head of AI at Meta. Now he's been programming this application for investors. Am I still in? Yes, I'm still in runners. I'm about to get another trim right here. That's a whole dollar move from my actual average. I just got filled there at 81. Come on down here to like 67. All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. Too many people typed oil in the chat earlier. I can't scroll back far enough to highlight everyone that was saying it was a stupid trade. Diles algo, Ruben. Diles algo. Ruben. Mucha boca, mucha boca. Guys, make sure you're caught up to live. I shouldn't have done it. Now people that are not caught up to live are typing oil in the chat, and I keep looking at oil like it's gonna do same thing that Will did earlier. Boris. Congrats, you won. This looks like it's trying to get ugly into the close. We need that true social. Is it power hour?
Dude, these days be flying by. I like put my head down and like edit videos and grind, and then it's power hour already. Fuck.
Power hour.
What a short. Damn.
Why would you go short here? There's no reason to be short here. I'm gonna long here. We lost at least 10 people from the viewers because they all said they were gonna go long oil at the fucking top.
What app are you editing with? Final Cut.
I don't know who's. I can't remember who all was saying all this stuff, but you scroll back in the chat, I'm sure you'll find it. You have to go back past all the oils though, so. I'm not
Unless
that petty.
1 HP, I'm just like cutting a quick clip that's already like good enough to post, then I can just cut it in TikTok itself or like Instagram Reels or whatever.
Paid.
All I know is when this was happening, I'm buying more oil calls. I'm buying more oil calls. Rip.
That's not the one I want. Dude, that
Together we do
short
make a
from
market.
Earlier though, that was a hell of an entry. Where the fuck is it at? There it is. V2. That's why I couldn't find it. Oh, it took away my zone.
Fade, oil fade. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh no. Hello, darkness, my old friend. All right. There's another trim on oil for me at this retracement line at 67. And I'm getting a lot lower on runners now.
We are in power hour. Still haven't taken any shorts today. I've only taken 2 longs.
That's why I had to do short on oil. I had to short something.
I wish I would have hit that short right before I went to lunch, but just buy calls one time, MES longs one time, M&Q longs one time. I am long something else recently, which is starting to pop up a little bit. I'm probably going to swing this one.
Ooh, ICE is opening a new, with Geo Group, opening a new detention center in North Carolina.
Woo.
Geo Group
Probably in
is a
Raleigh.
stock- Or Charlotte. It's right there next to the airport.
True.
True.
Yeah, they could put it right
Mike
next to the
Will
hub.
made. Two chains, but I got me a few on.
Everything hot's getting lukewarm. Got a present for a present and a gift wrapper. I don't feel good, but my trigger happy and a stripper happy, and they wish they had me. And I wish a man would like a kitchen cabinet. Me and you were cut from a different fabric. I fuck so good, it's a bad habit. Bitch sit down, I got bad at it. Gave her phone number and I'm bad at it. You ain't going nowhere like a bad navvy. Ass so big, I told her, look back at it. Wow.
Look back at it. Look
Wow.
back at it. Then I
Wow.
put a fat rabbit on a Craftmatic.
Oh,
I am so high.
addict,
I am so high like a
addict.
different.
Oh, drippy, drippy.
Right back to the lows. Oh, buddy. Is that the worst? That's the worst 2 Chainz song? I don't know. She got a big booty, so I call it big booty.
Skirt, skirt. No, there's definitely a lot worse ones.
Or what was the birthday? When I die, bury me inside the Gucci store.
INTC earnings. I just put a position on for INTC earnings.
Hair weave killer. You think birthday song is better than different? Hey, let's go. 18 months of regular spaces and YouTube listener. Let's go, Yasir. Appreciate you being here.
Oh god, I just looked at my freaking long-term port with my Tesla.
No, yeah, don't do that.
Gosh, dang, dude.
Dude, imagine, so look at TSLL. There's people that kept saying, I'm gonna buy TSLL $10 every time, and God. Imagine buying TSLL all the way down and then but if you think Tesla's gonna recover soon, you buy TSLL down here. Shout out from our friends at Direction. Actually, Direction, our partners and sponsor of Power Hour today.
It's not a bad spot to look for it.
It's really not, honestly.
Last time I bought it was down here.
Me and you bought together in After Hours one day.
Yeah, I sold them at 20. I made like 100 and I don't know, 50 something percent. A long time ago, one of the first times I traded, I caught a couple 100%, and I had a really nice run. I mean, it's not a bad spot.
I think I bought it. I think I bought it down here, like in the nines somewhere here, back in, I think maybe it was July of last year.
I can see Tesla hit 315.
Who are we donating a 50K funded to? I've given away 9 already. I will say shout out to Direction. Go to direction.com. They have ETFs that trade both directions. For those of you that are very bullish, you can go some of the 3x leverage to the short side. 2x, there's 2x, there's 3x, there's all kinds of options up and down.
RIP to this position right here. RIP.
SPXS, 3x bear S&P.
Because I can't close it.
You can't close what?
LCDL.
Oh yeah.
I still it's still open in my broker. I still have my position right here. I can't close it.
Who was that? What are we trying to donate? Does it count as a write-off? Do I get to write off 50K?
You can write off giveaways. That is true.
Dude, call me crazy, but swinging calls right here, I don't think is the craziest thing in the world on SPY.
I'm swinging calls, but it's not on indices.
And honestly, I thought about SMH. And then I thought, nah, probably not. I like SPY better. Where are banks? Banks are looking pretty good here off the 20-day. Look at this candle on banks. You get a gap fill. There's not a ton of room there, but what are the each one of these banks probably looks better than the other ones. Not Goldman.
Goldman.
Ooh, JP Morgan looks like new all-time high.
Yeah.
Look at that chart. Bank of America right off the 9. Look at this thing just grinding, just trend up. Oh, look at this piece of shit.
A bunch of calls just came in. They're trying to save it.
Dude, I've seen everyone try to make I feel like SpaceX, they're trying to turn it into, like, so many people are bagged. They're trying to turn it into like a Bitcoin thing where they just make any possible argument they can literally conjure up that sounds halfway believable. And they were like, oh, to unlock the extra shares, they've got to, it's got to be trading, 10% higher, 30% higher than the IPO price or something. Let's see. It has to be trading, like $170 something. And they were like, oh yeah, they're gonna run this thing up before the earnings. What? Does that even make sense? People will just say anything.
What am I swinging calls on?
I don't think SpaceX is worth buying for another 12 months.
I'll tell you this. I just like a few healthcare names still.
Ooh, I tell you what, I've been riding this UNH, and I almost sold it the other day, but it keeps holding. It keeps holding its moving averages, so it really don't have a reason to sell. It hit target on that earnings gap up. Like, I think SpaceX is going to the 70s, and then it's going to chop for a year.
Look at
It'll be back and forth, but I think it'll just chop. That's my thought. Look at what?
MRK.
Oh, Merck.
Mm-hmm.
Merck looks good.
Yeah.
What about what's that other one? CNG. What's the Centene? CNC. Oh, that one's off the 50-day today. I don't even want to mention Honeywell, but Honeywell maybe.
I was gonna short it, but the options is messed up.
Yeah, well,
LLY
it's
is
weird because
another
they.
one.
What is it?
LLY.
Oh, Eli Lilly.
Mm-hmm.
Bullish engulfing there. Okay.
And then
20-day at the high.
And then PFE could be a little something here. Maybe. It overall looks like shit, but the daily reclaiming EMAs could cup and handle flag out here. And then J&J.
J&J is my favorite one if you're going to go to that little basket.
Wink, wink.
Don't look at Moderna.
Don't trade mRNA.
Actually?
No.
Actually?
No. Fuck that. Just put your money elsewhere. So that's my hint, wink, wink for some things.
40 minutes left.
If you want to gamble on INTC, $90 puts for next week and 110 calls for next week, you do a little hedge. Those are kind of the two strike prices I'd be looking at. If you're a gambling person, if you want some fun or no fun because you could lose on both sides because it's earnings, but INTG is usually a pretty decent mover for earnings. So
MGTX. I don't know. I don't do bios just because I don't understand bios enough. At one point, I used to look into the whole phase 2 and phase 3 and FDA approval, all that. Not my lane.
I know.
Stay away.
I'm thinking it's meta. If we start ripping here into the close, it's meta. I think she can do it. We start busting up. We got 40 minutes left.
Amazon off the 200-day. This thing loves to bounce in the 200-day.
It filled the gap that I had completely, which I wanted to see. We have a lot of little 5-minute squeezes right now going into the close. Just want to see if some of them can start to fire. Hughes back at your 5-minute 21. Hasn't really got the close above it for almost 2 hours now. So it'll be interesting to see if we can break this little wedge. Pop it up. Pop it up, pop it up. Bag it up, bag it up.
Wait, what's Novo?
All I want for my birthday
Envio, there we go.
is a big booty hole.
INTC does look like a short, even though they have earnings today.
I know. That is an ugly chart. Yeah, 15% implied move. That means one of them go in the money. From right here from 100, if you do 90 or 110, I mean, somebody's got to go in the money. You'd hope so.
PLTR is probably still a short.
I'm waiting for a 125 back test, and I'm probably going to short it.
Oracle is still not a long.
All I would like for my birthday is a big booty hole. Premiums are unbelievable on the 1DT for what stock?
Circle is still a fat short. Fat short. Back under IPO price.
Dude, both of these are green here. That's so. How can I'm in puts and calls, and they're both green here? That's hilarious.
Oh, we're getting a little rip here. Short cover rally.
When I die, every me inside Gucci store. All right. Well, we closed above it for the first time in over 2 hours. Broke the wedge. Can we continue? Is anything popping? NVIDIA, little pop. AMD, little pop.
Oh, they're bidding hard on this right now.
And Meta got a little pop. Nothing else.
IWM's all the way back at VWAP.
All I would like for my birthday is a big booty hole. Yeah, INTC getting a little candle upside, popping the premiums on the calls.
Plan C, have a great day, brother. Plan 0.
You out? Oh yeah. All right,
He's
Plan
outie.
Z. Catch you guys tomorrow.
I kind of want to take.
You still got some short oil runners?
Oh yeah. It's funny you said that because I was actually just like, okay, I could probably add a couple back right here at the 9.
Trying to fuck around and find out. I feel like I'm going to fuck around and find out with Meta here.
Meta's, yeah, if we get back above 608, maybe run it back up.
Yeah.
Looks like they want to push NQ up higher here into the close.
Yeah, the Meta 620 calls for DTE. They're like 480 here.
What did Trump make this comment that he's going over now to talk about the war in Iran? Where's he going? He's got some cabinet meeting. Yeah, here it goes.
Probably.
Get the post machine fired up.
Yeah, right before the close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I'm taking a new trade here. But if oil wants to drop to 91, I wouldn't be upset. What's the earnings lotto play?
I hate gambling on earnings. Is I don't know. It's over the long term you get burned, unless you're just gonna go sell premium and be consistent doing it. But I don't like bet, because here's the thing: you can always have good numbers and the stock gets crushed, like Google yesterday. Like I know their capex is up, but their profit was awesome and they still got smashed. So up and down the earnings road, and you have some winners and then you also get smashed. So I would if I was doing anything, I like just like
Short
selling
oil?
an iron condor or something, or short oil, yeah. Do that too.
Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Rug oil. $30 minutes to go. 30 minutes remaining. It is the fourth quarter. Dig deep, fourth quarter. Dude, we had a buddy. You know how like you always have that one buddy that's just like super try hard with any female. Oh, oil! Come on. Come on, give me 32.
Dude, I thought
Oh! Oh! Oil off a cliff.
I'm just down to a couple runners on oil. This has just turned into a huge trade.
IWM just got a weird spike. Where, I mean, it's wicking back down. SPY and Q's come back down, but IWM had a spike there.
God, longing oil is just communist, just not even American.
Oh! Oh, IWM. Whoa, it's red. Ah! No uptick in volume there.
Really? I got my trim at 32. We went to 13. I didn't get it. There wasn't a headline there. It's probably just algos. I'm looking to see though.
There's volume behind this IWM. Nothing too crazy for volume on SPY and Q's.
okay, boys.
I mean, we're in the last 30 minutes. But that's a little upper weekend shove back on the iDubbbz.
Come on, rug this thing. Rug it.
Whoa. You short oil too? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm short futures at 82. Short a
I know,
fucking lot.
I think they want 7,400 on SPX.
You're gonna pin it?
Oh,
74?
look at this IWM just smack.
Come on.
Yeah, there's some. What happened there?
Oh,
IWM getting mashed. Although I will say the one divergent high yield never put in a new low today. Is off the lows.
Kuwait Army.
Late
I think.
afternoon crude dump.
Yeah.
All right, stopped on the balance.
I have
All right.
put some stops.
God, Frankie. Meta.
Truth Social. We need you now.
Smashed oil.
Yeah, IWM candle looks weird.
SPX, I think they want to push it back up.
I'm not even going to look at it for another 10 minutes.
7,400 pin. That's probably what they'll try to do.
Yeah, look at the map.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to see a lot of movement, and Fintel's a little wild.
Oh, on futures, yeah. I think they close it between like 74.03.04 or something there.
Yeah, I fished a really good day out, Brent. that oil made my day. That nice little last flusher there. Almost got a $2 move out of it from my average.
What about people who say you're only interested in the Middle East for oil?
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
What does this have? Iran's foreign minister, if Trump is looking for a deal, they will have to pay a much higher price. What does that mean? Oil's already high.
This is the it's peak threatening, right?
Yeah. That's how we know we're at the peak.
Big decision coming.
Tesla looks disgusting.
Dude, tell me Tesla's not going to 250 over the first 300,
Maybe
290.
200 week
And
at
he-
280.
Then you get like 280, and then ultimately, I think I think you go Tesla as low as like 215, 220.
If the market rolls, yeah, Tesla will go.
Yeah,
Ah.
if
Yeah.
the rolls.
Microsoft's getting a downside candle. Amazon just got hit with a little bit of volume.
Here's the problem: these mag names now don't look so good.
Tesla. Ooh, volume on Tesla.
Oh, new low of day. Good God, Tesla's down 15%.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lanta.
What does that do to Rivian, you think? Anything? Nothing? Yeah, they're down too. Another downside candle for that.
Rivian's always a short up here.
Oh, look at that volume pouring in on Tesla. Oh, she wants to go night-night.
Problem is, semis are holding right on the trend line.
That's a.
I bet
ugly
SMH calls.
candle. People
I
got
bet SMH
rocked in Tesla today.
Yeah, my long-term port on Tesla. Ugh. I think my cost basis on shares is 236.
Here's the thing. Why, like, what are you speculating on with Tesla right now? They're literally transitioning to robo-taxis and then trying to launch Optimus. They don't have Optimus production going yet. It's supposed to happen by the end of the year. They're in 7 cities right now on robo-taxi. That's still full on rolling out data collection mode. I get interested in Tesla again whenever I can buy a Tesla and I can sit in the back seat and it can drive me. I can walk out of a bar, get in the back seat of my Tesla, and take a nap on the way home.
Facts.
Otherwise, there's nothing new coming on. There's nothing new to come on Tesla for 2 more quarters. Well, those are some good trims on the oil.
Tesla gonna hit 315 before market closes?
I kind of want to close out of this oil, but I kind of just think that maybe you get something in the after. I'd rather just short it again in the after hours, probably.
Probably gonna get a decent after hours move on Qs.
That last hourly candle on oil was bearish engulfing. Oh, they're trying to crush it into the close.
Tesla still selling.
Is SPX back on the trend line yet? Nope. 8 points lower. Oh, Frank, are you gonna get your flusher here on NQ?
I already got it. I'm flat. It was too. It was. Should have held on some, but it was just too sweet to take. This is a fucking disaster.
Oh, 316. Oh. She looking.
Like, how much is Elon's net worth down from SpaceX and Tesla rugging?
You know what's funny? The like Google was reporting how much, you know, they reported how much they were up on the SpaceX investment, and it's literally down 30% since the end of the quarter.
Wow. Ouch.
Holy Tesla daily candle. It's like you want to buy it, but at the same
no, you don't.
time,
No, you
Don't do it.
it's like at the same time, it's like
You need to wait. I always do my earnings is a 3-day rule. I wait 3 days.
yeah. I usually wait a week,
Yeah, 3 days is a minimum.
but like 315 down to 300. How can you not be interested in something on it?
Can you imagine if they hiked rates next week? If Warsh is like, we're gonna hike them 25. Oh boy. Man, that is an ugly. I mean, here Tesla's straight. I think you're not doing anything until you're in the mid 290s, and then I think
Right.
maybe you can do some dancing down there if you want to get your tap shoes. You want to go tap dancing at 295? I'll put my shoes on with you.
There's no chance that they're hiking.
No, I know that.
Well,
Or it's just like, hey, we're gonna hike 25. Trump's, he would go ballistic. He'd be trying to fire him like Powell. Morris, I nominated him, but you know what? I don't like.
You know
this
what?
either.
He had all these insider trades. We're investigating him. We have 5 minutes until the imbalances.
I threw a little butterfly.
Intel gets killed. Watch Kospi tonight. Oh my god.
Oh, it's gonna be Frank. You're dead on the money. That thing's gonna get murdered.
Either way, it's going to get hit. But ooh. It's been a day. I'm not touching calls. Fuck that.
No, MOC is probably gonna be red anyways.
I think it bounces right here.
NQ's not as weak.
INTC is gonna be a mover.
Oh, that was a lot of volume on SPY though.
You
People
did.
like,
I mean,
get
Intel
me
can
outta
change
here.
the whole dynamic very quickly. SPX acts like crap. NQ looks like it wants to go for the low of the day.
Bro,
Look at
Hims
this
came
thing
all the way back down.
dumping. I took 48 points out of it, and it's down another 40 points. One long, 4 shorts today.
I have a
Textbook.
weird feeling that it's going to be a buy side imbalance.
I'll play. I just gotta. You gotta buy the right strike though in SPXs. The strike to buy would probably be the 95s. Or buy the 85s. and just fucking-
The 85s or 90s. Just like go in the money. That's what Sim does a lot too.
Oh, Tesla, so close. Microsoft rolling a little bit, Meta rolling a little bit. Tesla still sitting down there.
Minute and a half.
MOC is on the way. Help is on the way, dear.
MOC. MOC.
Can we get a Mrs. Doubtfire to come save the market into the close? They're just gonna sell it lower.
Getting spicy.
30 seconds, and this thing is getting
Pummeled.
very interesting. It's right on the trend line, right here.
Spy's about to be at equal lows. Oh, 20 seconds.
I'm getting low. Just gonna try it.
What are you trying?
I don't know.
I think I'm gonna click long right at.
IWM's getting a little rug candle.
All right,
Just gonna
I'm
click.
doing it. I'm doing it on ES right here.
Oh, you doing it.
It's a couple micro small, just a little. Oh, there we go. Take it. Palm Street. Oh yeah, I'm out. Took it right to the 9. 9 points.
Oh.
Oh shit!
did you hit it?
Fucking just slammed ES.
I'm waiting to see the numbers come across.
20 to 27 immediately.
Had to try it.
How much is it to buy?
I haven't seen them come out yet.
Can't be that much.
Nasdaq. It was small. 865 million in the Nasdaq.
On the buy side.
Yeah.
Mag
not
7,
bad.
400 million. That's nothing.
They might get
Small MOC.
They weren't gonna let it just rug this trend line. This is right on it.
No, they needed a little bump.
The
S&P was actually
the
negative
85s
6%.
went from $4 to $7.
All right, I'm closing out my oil short right here.
For a $3 million gain. Like, you should have just full ported everything you had short oil at 93 today.
Well,
You kind of did.
well, it's pretty.
Well, Tesla tried. I mean, everything kind of got a little pop, but
A little. Yeah, not much.
little.
No, it was
Amazon's still popping though.
I needed Amazon to get over 240 by tomorrow.
Yeah, Amazon's still continuing on its little pop. Microsoft small.
You should put a stop
crazy.
in ES at your break even and go into the earnings in Intel and hope they're awesome.
I like
If
your
I
style.
bought some NQ, that's what I would have done.
Dude, Tesla really couldn't hit
I did
315. I would have scalped it long into the close too for fun. So close.
Good God.
Come on,
I
Trump,
went
give
to
us
pull the
tacos.
trigger and it happened.
I'm ready for some tacos tonight.
I am flat across the board. Completely flat across the board.
I'm also flat.
What a fucking day. Oh my God. So I can do here's my oil only P&L.
Can you see the commissions? In the exchange?
Yeah. If you see the fees and commissions on it. Ooh, IWM going down, down.
The fees aren't as bad as you thought.
They had to be a couple 300
146?
per side. No? What is this?
Oh,
Alphabet's
still.
Anthropic stake to jump 124 billion? On Google, is Google getting any movement on that? A little candle, not really.
Tesla's still getting some volume coming in. Amazon's still getting some volume coming in. Meta's getting some volume coming in.
Oh my! What a roller coaster that is.
Here you go. This is oil only for today. Here's the full. Can I share? Let me see.
The cachet.
How do I share this on here?
290 contracts.
No, 113. 113.
Oh yeah.
113 total. Oh, it was 292. 113 total trades.
Yeah. Still good.
Whoa, Mita popping.
Come on, put us back at 7,400. 7,400. It's a good day.
Hold on, can I share this? There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Anybody's curious about my oil trade?
There it is. It's all right. At the end of the day, it's
I mean,
green.
honestly, being down 700 total of drawdown. Nice bounce on NQ.
Meta dip down. One of the guys was in calls. It's like I closed some meta calls here for a loss. It'll bounce now for you. I just looked at the chart and I was like, thank you for your service.
What are you doing in my waters?
You doing in my waters, boy? The cold steel rod, mother liquor.
All right.
Dude,
You guys, what?
you still long?
I went flat. No, I just
I
went
should have
flat.
started
I should've
spamming
done
the
more.
buy button. It printed a 5-minute morning star right there and just got
Yeah,
continuation.
I figured it
Look
would.
at Tesla.
Look at
Look at the
oil.
volume. Oh,
Look
dude,
at
if it would have hit 315, I still have the same alert from this morning.
Look at that. Look at the hourly candle on oil.
Microsoft starting to pop up now, still a little bit with it. I'm still waiting to see if Meta can go a little bit higher. I got
Come
3
on,
minutes.
close me right here. Close me right at 74.
Oh my god, dude! I should have just freaking spammed the buy button right there at freaking
I got the
5:35.
butterfly. Let me see where it is. Ooh,
All right,
the
give me one more
butterfly.
person. Give me one more person that hasn't tried my funded futures.
Me.
I'm gonna sell it for $6. I bought it for a $2 credit, and it's marking at 550.
Powered by Naps was the first one I saw. Powered by Naps. DM Wolf Ryan right now. 50K rapid evaluation for free at my funded futures.
Holy candle!
I'm gonna have short oil at the open. Oh, God, did I paper hand this thing?
Yes, you did. Holy
What did I
shit.
say, Frank? I said.
Oh, God, no.
Look at that stick.
God bless.
Dude, they might take it to all-time highs today.
Oh, Nvidia.
85s or 20.
Calls are coming in on Nvidia volume right here too, ripping.
Why don't we get long on Q down there too? Watch, Intel's a dud.
Powered by Naps. I need to know what your X handle is. Alphabet's Anthropic stake jumps to around 124 billion.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's 25 point. That's a big move.
Yeah.
What a day.
Damn, I should have held that.
Same.
Did you thoughts and draft?
Close it at 74.
Somebody tried to DM me and steal this from you.
Drop it.
People
Drop
still-
it. Like
What a freaking dude! I was long at fucking 20. Oh my god! Oh man, I was up
back down. 74. Give it to us.
What a poppy. All right, here comes INTC.
Drop it. They close it. Oh wait.
Intel. 38 cents.
Major pump.
27 cents was the estimate. Major beat.
INTC.
Oh,
Little wiki wiki.
got that big Coke can bottle.
Mark hopping on. What's up, Mark?
Good morning.
Semi's got to be getting pumped.
What's that Intel candle? Wow.
Yeah, look at them all. Nvidia likes it. AMD likes it. They all like it.
INTC's flying.
Mm-hmm.
Ditch. Yeah, all the semi space getting some nice reaction.
We are on Intel, sir. Is that bowing out?
Oh, let's go. I'm trimming this freaking long.
You got in it?
Yeah, when I saw INTC starting to rip, I just chased it. I just covered.
That's fine.
Will they rip it overnight?
Yeah, those SPX calls did pay if you got in them late.
Oh my god.
Those are the moves, like
Someone-
the 85s or the 90s. Should have grabbed those.
Someone in the Discord, Will, took the 7400s.
That's what I. Fuck. Why didn't I do it?
Oh. Well, we did. We grabbed the futures, but we
He
got.
closed them for $100
Twice.
profit and said they
I
went to
sold too
8.
much.
Oh,
Oh, we're still going.
Dude, Simi's Inspire swing long. I swear to God.
I know.
We're still going.
Wild day, Mark. Sorry, we're just. I was riding the oil
He was
train
riding
down
the
a
oil.
while ago.
He was surfing on a wave of oil.
Oh my
Yeah. All the way down.
I need something to drink.
Gross Mart. I mean, that's a good quarter for them overall.
It's actually really good numbers on Intel.
I mean, they
A bunch
doubled
of long-term deals.
42 cents versus 21. Revenue beats at 16 billion. Gross margins beat by 2%. Just cloud margin, or I'm sorry, operating margin.
Operating
7%.
margins a big beat.
Yeah, computing revenue. I mean,
Get the
beat
110. Come on. Pump it. Oh, don't tell me I closed that long a little bit too early.
Holy smokes!
Oh, now it's like
Stop it.
70 points. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Who would have thought Intel's the one that saves the market?
Nice move there. Very nice.
All right, now is it a short right here? Back testing pre-market low.
733. Short that. 740.
Yeah.
Oh, you crazier than a one-eyed frog.
No, I probably wouldn't short it. I'd just leave it. Wait.
Come on, INTC 110.
Good God, it's up 8%.
That's only almost half of the implied move. That's why I swung the earnings lottos on it.
Look at AMD 550. I mean, they're all in there getting pumped up.
Yeah, look at SMH. SMH is going to take out today's high.
Yeah.
Nvidia's up back to 210 almost.
586 for SMH.
Oh, it's gone.
Oh my
In the
god.
video. Oh my god. Long in queues shorting oil tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
I got to jet.
Mark-
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Appreciate you, Will.
Sounds good, Will. See you
Mark,
later.
you got any long semis pair trades here?
No, and we work on the closing price too, so we'll miss any signal that could have come out of that move will maybe turn up tomorrow because the official close won't catch it, which is a shame. But yeah, I think Apple and Nvidia is the only thing that really stands out at the moment in the whole tech space. I haven't looked, to be honest.
How quick does it update after the closing price?
The factory, we call it, runs. It's a big compute. It takes about 3 hours. It'll start about in about 2 hours time, and that takes 3 hours to run. So you can still use the terminal during that period, but just don't create new watch lists over that window because the scores are getting updated. So when you create a watch list while they're being refreshed, you probably end up with a list of more stale scores. They'll be sort of in the 70s and 80s from having watched it in the past. But yeah, it's a tricky one. What price do you work off? We go for the closing price because I think it's got the strongest signal. But some people watch it live. I mean, you can build a system where it's got like a continuous monitoring. So it's, what would you call that? You'd call that continuous observation strategy. But yeah, that creates a lot of work. You've got to be in front of the screen. And our whole idea is to try and take a bit of the workload. This is a change of pace from you guys. You guys are literally watching every tick, every pixel. I'm trying to create an alternative to that where it's a little bit less work.
Yeah, definitely. I found it really easy. I made a video that I posted today on the Wolf Trading timeline. It's on the YouTube Shorts as well if you guys just want to look at it there, but just on how to find the best pairs and how to put them in your watch list. It's super easy and it doesn't take like a whole lot of effort. You don't have to be at that screen all the time. So
yeah. Well, that building that watch list is the big job. I mean, that's what, if you were going to trade this as a proper big portfolio, building that list is really hard, and it's almost stale as soon as you create it, because once you've identified that list, it means other people have as well, because the math is the math. Everyone's looking at the same numbers. It's just the time frame you're trading it on. So it's a big day for you guys, hey?
Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath over here.
Yeah.
I had a wild day. Good day, but why it was
What did oil finish up? I mean down. I mean up.
It finished basically up 5% here at the close. But I was shorting this thing from 92. I got my average. I've just fought with it honestly for a long time, and then got a huge dump here from 93 all the way back to 91.
Yeah. We'll
crazy move.
This is when pairs actually start working really well, when you get volatility like this, because you get disconnects. People are rushing out of some stocks. There's a bit of dip buying hitting one stock before the other, so you get more what would you call it? Adverse reactions and different sort of flows hitting different stocks at the same time. So you've got that overbought, oversold from the panic and heavy flows hitting it. So you get stronger signal, and the history of it is you'll get better returns in big volatility, but it hasn't really kicked off yet. Like I've got about 60, 65 of the pairs running at the moment. I think there's about 100 in position from that list, and I've got 60 running. So my P&L, if you run that on about 3 times leveraged, it's a pretty sleepy P&L. I saw it up about 60 bips as a portfolio before I went to sleep. Woke up this morning, and I think the worst it got was down 20 basis points, and it closed almost flat. I think it's down about 20 basis points for the night, so it's pretty flat.
What are some big pairs you guys are looking at right now? Has anything really changed over the past week?
Well, I keep posting about it. It's the middle of reporting season, so the textbook tells you not to trade over. If you look at the pair and you look at the half-life on those cards on the terminal, you'll get a rough idea of how long you're going to be in position for. And then if you scroll down a little bit further, you can see the optimizer trades and how long they were in a position for. So if you look at that, and then there's another button you can click, which is the fundamental analysis. What is it? Spread intel button. It'll tell you whether there's a scheduled announcement coming out within the expected time of the trade. So, if you want to trade through that, it's a pretty random walk about whether you're going to catch a winner or a loser in terms of earnings surprises. Like I've seen in the last week, I think I'm probably running about 2 losers, 1 winner in terms of surprises. The worst one was that Penske. Penske really blew up. That was like a 20% loss. But then you're going to catch a couple of winners as well. So it's just down to whether you're going to size it right and trade enough pairs. If you're just cherry picking the pairs and running bigger sort of position sizes of about, if you don't want to manage too many and you're running something as big as 5% legs, then you might want to be very careful about trading through reporting season, because it's the nature of the market, right? Is it built in to the price at the time of the earnings? Like, look at this Intel result. Was the market expecting something good? Yes. Market was getting beaten up. It's just luck of the draw, really. So yeah, if you're going to trade through earnings, trade it small and trade a lot of them would be my advice.
Yeah, I agree, especially when you talk about those closing prices and how, you get most of your signals then, and then how things can change overnight. It's just a little sketchy there. Emp, did you have anything there that you're going to say?
No, I was going to say, Mark, if you want to share your screen, feel free to toss it up if you want to give the visual of kind of what you're talking about here. I'll throw in a question, though, because every time Mark starts talking, my brain starts just going through with this stuff. It's just so fascinating to me. It all comes down to a numbers game, but on the pair selection, you guys have like a score that you look at on a lot of these pairs, but at the same time, you were kind of just saying like you don't want to be like too picky on them because you want to play, you want to play the numbers game, right?
Yeah.
Maybe what is that process? Can you go into that process a little bit deeper of how what you qualify whenever you're selecting a pair, and how you kind of balance that between, let me just try every pair versus, hey, let me not cherry pick and get ran over on one. It makes me think of like when people do call spreads, and you can have 5-6 great days, but if one day goes against you pretty badly, you like erase 5 days. So I'm just curious kind of how the selection process works.
Yeah. Look, we're trying to balance it between giving a casual user everything they need to trade pairs through to a more advanced guy who knows what he's looking for and wants to go and find, like a bespoke pair that fits his criteria, like based on right down searching for an underlying. So we try and offer as many pairs as we can without overwhelming you with choice. So the current process is we break the market up into 3 groups. Each is a market cap cohort, so there's a block A, B, and C. The pairing mechanism will look at industry first within each of those, and then it'll look at sector matches within a market cap range of 3 times, because you don't want to be trading, a mega cap versus small cap. There is a 1 mega cap cohort which will just pair against each other, like the top 100, which will be like sector and industry agnostic, because they seem to move on slightly different flows. So that's how you pair up that 1,500 stocks, and that is roughly reduces the 1.2 million down to a much smaller number of potential pairs. I think that's it there, the 700,000. And then we're testing those and finding out what's co-integrating. And we are then looking at the co-integration, and we're looking at, I think in the score, there's 7 different factors. So we're looking at co-integration, which is that statistical relationship that these stocks have that says that they're mean reverting. There's a second test to show that they're statistically mean reverting, which is the Hearst. We're looking at we're not just looking at the co-integration. If people are familiar with it, we're not just looking at it over the entire window. We're breaking it up into 4 windows, and we're looking at the co-integration stability. So I always kind of joke, it's like randomly calling a girlfriend while you're on a holiday just to check whether she's out with friends or something, right? It's looking back at random windows to see whether it was working all the way along. That goes into the score. The closeness of the relationship, whether it's an industry, sector, and market cap match, and how close that is goes into the score. And there's the hedge ratio stability, which is a little bit complicated because it's a little bit like your delta and your gamma effect on the deltas of options. The hedge ratio will change depending on how stretched the pair will be. We'll try and lock that, or we do lock that in. Once a signal fires, we freeze that hedge ratio, because we don't want people to have to check the system and adjust their exposures on a daily basis. And generally, if you're in a pair trade for about 20 days, that hedge ratio should be pretty stable through that window as well. So that's roughly the I can't remember exactly the 7 factors. I can never recall it on the spot, but I've messed around with a couple of different ways of coming up with that score, and it seems to be that the way we're doing it at the moment is creating that continuously curated list in a way that those pairs just seem to make sense. And look, there's a couple of surprises in there. When you look at things like Palantir's shop, it seems like a little bit of a random match. If you're wondering how we got to that, you can just go to Spread Intelligence. You click on this, and this is an AI analysis of the 2 stocks, and it looks back into our database to the different things that we've used to create the pair and other things like that. So you can see here the pair origin. It's saying it was same sector, information technology, block A, large cap. So that's why we looked at those 2 stocks, even though obviously Palantir's in a bit of a different space to Shopify. So that's roughly how we're coming up with the pairs, all the way down to, there'll be pairs that score very well from the small cap or the mid cap space, but they'll need to have a stronger relationship, because there is a skew in the scoring towards presenting the larger cap stocks, if we can find that the relationship's good enough in those.
How does it work when you have multiple pairs of one stock? I know you've talked about that a little bit before, but when you have, one stock that might be paired with multiple different tickers across the board, how does that work, and how do you choose between the 2, or is it best to stay away from both?
Yeah, I've run into this problem myself, and I've tried to build a solution into the system for people. It is possible to trade multiple stocks, it is possible to trade multiple pairs using a common leg or common stock on one leg, but it gets messy, particularly if if you're going to look at our signals and say, look, I don't want to worry about the hedge ratios, I'm just going to trade at dollar neutral and trade equal leg sizes. In a lot of cases, that's going to work in terms of succeeding as a successful trade during the signal time frame. But if you're going to, sorry, I've got a croaky throat. It's very early here. Probably had.
You're good. No worries. Good morning.
Hang on. Right. So, so at the moment, like what I'm doing is I've got 65 pairs followed. So there, every other day when I've come and look at this, I might have refreshed this, the US leaders watch list. But whatever I've followed, which means for me, whatever I've actually put into the market and traded, I've selected that with the follow or unfollow button on the. You can do it at multiple places. You can do it here. You can do it in the strategy section and other parts of the terminal. But my list of what I'm following is in this tab on the watch list page. Now, this is the signal watch list alerts from yesterday. When this runs later this afternoon, sorry for you guys. These are the signals from today's session, and when I open those, I see this page here, and I can see, Duke WC. I didn't have that on. I checked out the pair. I had a look at it. It was a interesting price ratio chart. I scrolled down, I checked out the stats. I did the fundamentals brief and I did the spread intel buttons just to check for dividends, which is a little bit difficult particularly when it comes to utilities and banks, because they're paying pretty chunky dividends quite often. So you don't want to trade. You can trade through the dividends, but it's best if you can avoid it. In this case, I'm pretty sure that this will close out before either of these paid dividends, so I put it on. Check out the your quant stuff down the bottom here to see if there's you don't want a double-headed spread distribution. You don't want anything way off the probability QQ. You don't want any big tails on either end of that. And you don't want that all yellow or all blue, because that's saying that there's a trend or too much memory in it. So different quantity things like that. So I put that on. And then going through the rest of the list, there was actually a really nice bank pair here. This one, Mechanics and WSBC. So I checked that out. I think I posted a bit of an analysis of this on X. So disappointing for me, because I like the look of this pair. It's they're closely related. That's a kind of a nice price ratio chart. If you get into the quant stuff further down, it's the kind of pair that's looks like it's going to pay. Like I'd say, well, you look at the optimizer and it looks nice and healthy. It's traded 4 times this year on these exact terms, and it's won every time in a pretty short time frame, over 10 days, right? So great pair. But I've got a amber light here saying that I've already got that in position. I've got one of those legs in position in another pair. So if it was dollar neutral and if I was running a dollar neutral book and wasn't checking the hedge ratios and just trading, say, $10,000 aside, I could maybe work out the algebra of how to use whichever stock I've already got in position in another pair. I could work out how to use it twice, but I'm actually running it as per the actual sizes that the system says. Like I've got 6. Well, in the other pair, I've run the exact sizes that the system's told me to. So if I mix this one up with it, it's going to get messy, and it might one of these pairs might close out before the other. So the whole thing becomes a little bit difficult to manage. And look, the amber button here basically saying, look, you can follow it, but there's no overlap detected. Tells you, well, it might be maybe if this one's good enough, I was thinking about closing out the other pair. I can't remember what it was. Closing that out and putting this on to replace it, because you're kind of spoiled for choice to an extent. I mean, at the moment, that's including what I'm following. I think if you just loaded the US pairs on its own, I think there's 70, 75 or 80 of those 250 are currently saying to be in a position. And you'll see, if you're watching it day to day, you'll probably see about, this is a pretty big opening day, 7 opens, 1 close. That's kind of a big signal day for that 250 list.
You were showing a few pairs there that were at like an entry short and an entry long. If somebody's like, for the people that are new, if somebody goes into the platform and they see one of those pairs and it's at an entry short or an entry long, how do they then go about taking that entry on the actual pairs? Are they going and taking the long entry on only the long leg? Like, can you explain that a little bit more for the people that are unfamiliar?
Well, every pair is going to be a long and a short leg. It's just about which one you're doing first. So this is just our way of saying a short signal is you're shorting the first leg first. That's it. Because you're always going to be long one and short one. In this case, you're going to be short Duke first and then long WEC. To close that out, you're going to be obviously closing out the short by buying Duke, and you'll be selling selling WEC. So the long or the short reference to the spread is just a reference to which side you're treating that way first. It's always referring to the left leg, to the first leg.
That makes sense. That's super cool. Emp, you got any other thoughts? I know we're coming into the halfway mark of the hour here.
Oh wow.
No, I just like soak this stuff in because like I love the approach, and it's so like what I envision this, like obviously we're sitting here, we're doing a lot of active trading day in and day out, but like for the people that have jobs, like this seems like such a good approach to like get some extra income. Obviously you can't promise returns or anything like that, but you are playing a mathematical edge. And I think about the guy that wakes up in the morning. I'm looking over here instead of the camera because I have you guys much bigger over here so I can actually see it.
Yeah.
His restream window's so small. But I envision the guy, like he gets to work in the morning, gets to the office, and he's able to like kind of log in and check some of these things at the open, make a move, check back in, just before 4 p.m. Eastern if he wants to make a move or do anything, close positions out, open new ones, anything like that. I feel like this is like the perfect kind of side quest for almost any trader or investor, like active investor.
Yeah. Look, I'm drawn to it because I would love to do what you guys do, but I can't. So I'm not a good active trader. And I've posted things on X about, I think a lot of this relates back to what kind of computer games you like to an extent, whether you're a run and gun first person shooter with good stress management, good reaction time, good under pressure with strict discipline to stick to your strategy, or whether you're more of a strategy type person. So me personally, I had too much ego when I trade. I have too much bias. I go in, I'm looking for confirmation bias in everything I see. I'm trying to find out something the market doesn't know, and then I try to convince myself that I'm right. So I'm a terrible directional discretionary trader, but I'm a patient, methodical plotter when it comes to working out maths and systems. So while I'm not a quant, I do like getting under the hood, and I've talked about like it reminds me of a bit of Witcher 3, where you've got to do the quests, you've got to get the materials, build your swords, skill up, and
what a great comparison. That was amazing.
So look, for me, it suits my particular personality, psyche, and sort of quant level intelligence, because the system does a lot of the work for you. Like I'm not highly quantitatively skilled, and none of the math in this is brand new. I mean, we're surrounded by a lot of AI products and LLM inferences of the market. I think probably the newest math in PairSync is about 7 years old. The oldest math in this is getting towards 100 years old. So look, I'd say the average age of the algorithms in PairSync is about 50, between 40 and 50 years old. It's just the way we've bolted it all together. And then the UI. So when you turn up, can you use it efficiently and quickly? And like you were saying, like I think it's great for someone that's a little bit time poor, doesn't want to stay in front of the screen. You can load this up, jump in front of the screen, and later on today, after the signals have run, load your top 250, go through the new signals. And look, if you haven't found what you're looking for in those lists, you can build curated lists by looking through different sectors and filtering by market cap. Like you can go down to the small cap, something like materials will be a bit skinny, but something like this one here, you can create a list based on just that, and you've got 6 new pairs from this. And you start building out a bit more of your own customized list, because it's I'm trying to always create sort of analogs for people to relate to this better. It's not us saying to you that this is the ultimate way to trade statistical arbitrage. I think the math is pretty generic and it's out there for everyone to use. It's more about the list of pairs that you trade, and almost as important of what signals you're not going to take as the ones that you do take, because you'll get over time from just the math in this, you'll see that 60+% win rate with a pretty good win-loss system because of the way we optimize the entry and exit. But if you don't take some of these signals through things like earnings, or if you've checked out some of the quant and you've looked at these indicators that we've got in the pairs, and you say, oh, look, there's something fishy going on with this particular pair, I'm going to leave that one, you might improve your performance way past what the system's doing. So at the moment, look, I'm following, and I'm no particular genius at this, but the total list at the moment has 30. Look, this is sort of an out of sample result. It's running at about 35 grand of, I think that's unrealized or realized. If you to put on every signal, I'm only tracking 65 of those. So I'm only running 18,000, but I haven't actually made that much money. That's the out of sample performance of the pairs that I'm following. So I know it's a little bit confusing, but once you start using it, it'll start making sense to you. You want to be able to see how those pairs have run in the wild, historically, outside of how the optimizer has performed in, which is just a back, what would you call it? It's not a backfill. It's more of a fitting exercise for the optimizer versus the out of sample performance of the tracker. So yeah, I might actually just talk about that for 1 sec. When people go to this, I've posted about it. There's 2 engines in here. There's the optimizer and the tracker. So when you look at these pairs, first of all, they're not all in position. Like things like, if you look at, or the Palantir Shopify one, for example, that little card there saying optimizer is long, that's kind of like a training run. That's just the optimizer working out what the best way to have traded it is, and it can repaint itself every day. So it's looked back and it's probably found this here and said, oh, we should have gone long there. We could have sold there. It's doing all that with hindsight, right? But those rules that it's come up with weren't in place in time for the tracker to fire a signal. So if the market gets to 2 sigma on that 60-day look back, and with the parameters that the optimizer is now set, then the signal will fire and you'll get a tracked signal. And that's what the signal that you follow, that you'll get alerted to up here in the signal watch list. It's a very
it's cool
important.
it's cool to hear you talk about too how you're not really an active trader. You didn't really find success with that, right? But there's other areas in the market that you can attack, even if that's the case, right? And I know there's a lot of people that watch us every day that might love watching us and do what we do, but it's just not their thing, right? The
I hope
high
nobody's
beta
doing what I did
futures
today.
trading. Yeah, seriously. But like, it's not for everybody. It's as simple as that. And it's just not for everybody, and that's okay. But there's other areas in the market that you can attack, right? And this more mathematical edge to it, with things being a little bit calmer. You're not trading the craziest names in your watch list. You're taking a more chill approach to it and a more mathematical approach to it, and just playing the statistics, right? And I think there's definitely people in the chat that can take value from that, and it's for somebody right out here, because I know the high beta trading isn't for everybody. There's been times where I'm even like, geez, you guys see me right now, I'm not even trading that much. Like, I'm looking into August thinking I'm not going to trade much either, right? And that's okay. But being able to attack other areas of the market is awesome. It's key.
Yeah. It's like those videos of the Jane Street interviews where they hit really smart quant guys with super complicated questions. Mm-hmm. And you've got to be able to know the math, do it in your head, and respond to it under pressure. Those guys are elite, right? So this is the complete opposite of that. We're doing all the math for you. It's as slow as it can possibly be. It's daily observation. And, when you get the signal, it's not like, you don't run and gun it. You get the signal, you check them out, you do the research, look at the quant, check your divs, and then if you want trade, it's really slow. But, personally, I kind of find it fun. I've got about 60.
Slow is good for a lot of people, though. A lot of people might be working a job in the chat, right? They can't be at the screen every second. They can't be stressed out trying to make decisions every single day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Walk away from the desk, you have appointments, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and nice the other thing is in this market, it does, like even today with a huge move, I had maybe less than 1% range in the variance of that portfolio today. And it's, last week was up about 1% as the portfolio, but the week before was it made back what it lost the week before. But when the volatility picks up and you get, hopefully, from my perspective, hopefully a bit of a sell-off, returns really go well. I mean, the system likes market dislocations.
Yeah, no, it's really cool stuff to learn about. And for the chat, I threw that link in the chat for you guys as well. If you want to grab that, use code WOLF. It's a free trial that they get right now, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So use the free trial. Check out the platform. If you guys are trying to figure out how to make your watch list, exactly like how to do it, I posted a video on the Wolf Trading X account on exactly how to get those top pairs and how to filter that. So check out that video. Check out the link posted in the chat. Big shout out to Mark coming on the show. We always appreciate you, brother. MP, got any other thoughts before we wrap up?
I mean, I could sit here and just pick Mark's brain over and over and over on this. I once again, it seems like if I mean, you don't even have to understand the math really, but it just seems like a no-brainer almost at times when you look at this kind of stuff and you go, hey, there's everyone's looking for an edge in the market, and obviously like day trading and it's a very, very hard thing to do, but this right here is something that I feel like whether you're a day trader or whether you're more of a swing trader or active investor, whatever it is, this is something that you could add in, play around with a little bit. Mark, what's the best way? Like if people want to just get started with this, they've seen you come on here a few times, spark their interest. What's the best way? Because people, maybe they open this up and they're like, I'm a little overwhelmed. What's the best way for somebody that is getting started to, maybe get their foot wet, right? They're walking down the stairs into the pool with this thing. What's the best way to kind of get, from 0 to 1?
Oh, we've got tool tips all the way through it. So anything you don't understand, there should be a tooltip to explain what you're looking at. So I've tried to load it up all as much as possible in the actual terminal itself. On our website at pair-sync.com, there's a big learning section in there, and there's a ton of blogs in there with war stories about the origin story of pair trading. The guys that actually invented it at Morgan Stanley, who kept it secret for probably 10 years, I think, before it sort of started leaking. The guys that came up with the original math, that's pretty interesting. Engel Granger is mostly attributed with coming up with the math that identified stationarity, how you can mush together two different charts to create a tradable ratio. Look, there's a whole bunch of stuff on our website. Of course, if you just Google, look up pairs trading, and on our X account, I'm trying to put up as much information, war stories, pair trading tips, trying to keep the X account there as a source of information as well.
I want to sneak in one more question here because it's kind of been in my mind around this as well. How active does somebody need to be if they are doing these pair trades? Because it seems like a lot of these aren't set up to where you have to get in and get out each day, like beginning of the day, end of the day, or anything like that. It's set up to swing. But if somebody was doing this and they have a 3-4 day vacation, 5-day vacation, they're going to the beach or something, they don't, maybe they don't really want to have to be checking in on this every day. Is it just, hey, pull back and close some things out? What are your thoughts around that piece where it's okay, if I do want to disconnect for a few days, do I have to come check on this every day? Is it kind of guard, do I put stops in? How would you manage that if you are going to be away for a few days?
Yeah, you can dial the time horizon that you're trading on this strategy right down to the minutes, I guess, but we thought that there's more appeal to create something slower. So we're trying to identify and present slower pairs. So the fastest pair, I think, in here, where'd I go? The fastest pair that I've had, in the current list, I think there's very few that close out in under 10 days. So if you've got pairs running and you're going away and you're taking your eye off the screen, I wouldn't want to be away from the screen for too long. I think you can leave it for a couple of days. It is, and it would depend on the kind of pair. If you're running pairs that are generally dollar neutral, then you should be fine.
I guess you could just check in once a day. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I was just thinking about it. I was okay, well, if I went to the beach and I always have a laptop and everything with me, but I'm just thinking about the average person. You think go to the beach, you don't want to lug a laptop with you or whatever, and you're okay, can I log in on my phone and check this stuff maybe, or I guess I'm just curious what that piece looked like. Which I do know that a lot of these pair trades are set up to be more of swing trades, so it's typically 2-3 days shouldn't just cause an issue for you typically, right? But just the monitoring process. Can you access this on mobile pretty easily?
There's an iOS app of this, which is kind of like the Terminal Lite, and if you've got the app, you can log in with the Apple ID. I just don't have it set up for the free month trial via Apple at the moment. I think you can see it on your phone. I've tried to code it. The terminal will look. I think it should be usable on iPads, but probably a little bit too much for a phone. And look, the other thing is if you're going away and you're taking your eye off it, if these are roughly $20,000, it means the leg sizes are almost equal. If you've got crazy ones like this, this is CoreWeave Garmin. Should take Garmin out. There's anything wildly different from $20,000 here, it means it's an unstable hedge ratio, and that can mean that you're essentially kind of just long one stock or short one stock. It's not a market neutral pair. It's just the system trying to create stationarity. So
now you've got
So that's getting a little bit boring and
Into a
corny.
liar
But
over
look, as a rule of thumb, I think if you're a swing trader, you would treat this much the same way. It's just a signal quant based swing trading system with the short leg.
You turned me into a liar over here because I said one more question, and I could ask 5 more.
Go for it.
Let me sneak another 1 or 2 in here. One question here. Is there, like, when you're in trades, like if you select these trades, is there a way that it, like, something happens? Is there alerts around? Like, can you highlight, hey, I'm in these 5 pairs or whatever? Can you, like, highlight those? Is there like an alert that says, hey, this pair is doing this, or the news came out today on that? Like, is there a way to, like, track, like, because I know you have, like, the watch list thing, right? I guess you could do it that way, but I'm just curious if is there a way, or maybe something to think about? It'd be, hey, I took these 5 pair trades or these 10 or whatever handful of them it is, and I could, like, highlight those and say, hey, I'm in these, like, active positions. I need some type of keep me updated on these.
Yep. There's 2 ways to do that. One is these will update during the session. So if you've got a tracked position here, this is, I think there's a little bit of a we're not like low latency update. I think this will refresh about once every 10 or 15 minutes. That's a live P&L, and you'll see this tracker Z here. So if something's going crazy and it's outside of that stop, plus or minus, you might just say, look, I'm going to close that out before I see the signals tomorrow. So that's one way. And your eye would be drawn to that if you were watching your followed pairs in the live book, which also refreshes from live price. If you click on your followed list there, that will be your live P&L through the session. So if anything's going crazy, which it did today in AME Dove, that was a earnings blowout, you might say, look, that's at 8.3 sigma. That's definitely going to close out when the factory runs. You might just close that out yourself before the market closes. So that's one way. The other way would be we let you export your list here. So you can export your hedge ratios, and that will, I don't think you'll be able to see that, but that will come out as a CSV file, which you can upload into your TradingView watch list. And I guess one of the plans I've got for, you might call it PairSync 2, will be to have live web hooks based off the spread ratio watch list that you create on TradingView. But that's a bit of a work in progress because I've got a PairSync, I call it the POSI, the PairSync Optimal Stopping Indicator on TradingView. If people want to look at that, that's a public script, which is a very lightweight version of some of the math that's running in this. Eventually, we might be able to build something a little bit closer to the actual terminal algo so that you get live alerts from your TradingView watch list.
All right, I'm going to sneak one more question as I
go for it.
Wait, can you guys hear me? Okay, I like my internet glitched there for a second. It like froze. One more question I want to sneak in here. And this may be because I'm a trader, my brain thinks like really actively a lot of times in this stuff, and I don't think that the design is for this to be super active. But just humor me, this thought here: you have a pairs trade, and one side moves dramatically. Would you ever rebalance the pair? I mean, obviously the idea is kind of counter the idea, but if the overall pair is still valid, like let's say easy numbers, let's say you put, I don't know, 1,000 on each side, and one of those positions moves up really nicely and the other one would you ever rebalance that and say, hey, well, there's the one that I'm long is up $500 or whatever, something crazy happened. Would you ever take money from that and put it back into the other side and rebalance or anything? Like, does that make sense? Like if one side's moves, would you ever rebalance back to the middle, even though that's kind of the design of it? I'm just curious.
Yeah, look, some of the math, when you get interesting pairs with some of those less stable relationships, some of the math for the hedge ratio looks a lot like gamma around the delta change on options. So if guys like you that are familiar with options, if you really want to get under the hood, there's probably a version of PairSync in the future where we'll quote dynamic hedge ratio, but at the moment we lock it down. It's just too heavy for us to.
Yeah, I know it is probably too much. And when I was asking you that, I told you just humor me a little bit because it's probably a little. My brain does go too far sometimes with these things, but it just in my head, I'm like, well, because like I've done trades myself where like I'm long the Nasdaq and short oil or vice versa, and like one of them moves and the other one doesn't. I kind of like want to rebalance back because if I'm trying to play a pair, and it's a different type of pair, I know, but just the concept, it's like. If I'm expecting two things to kind of move in some type of synchrony or asynchrony, it's like, okay, well, one does and the other one hasn't. Do I want to rebalance that back to a midpoint and then still stay with it?
Yeah, look, absolutely. And look, it's really just a research product. So it's in your hands what you want to do with it. It's kind of, we're trying to cover as much of the market as possible and structure and present pairs in the best way possible that people can work with. So the signals that we're sending out, it's not us chest beating saying we know pairs, this is the absolute best way to trade them. It's the broadest, best presentation of as many pairs as we can show people, which we think if you learn how to use the system, it's a nice edge to give yourself in a manageable portfolio. So definitely, if you see signals and you're putting trades on and something like, a good example was the Global Foundries ON trade, which only closed out yesterday. That thing was dancing around the target level for about a week. It was super frustrating. And sometimes you hang on and then it just gaps through and it becomes a much bigger winner than you thought it would be. You can just override that and you'd cash out half the size or something like that. So it's fully in the hands of the user. It's just us presenting how the math says is the best way from the way the math is parameterized, which is to look at the daily observation. So, same math can be dialed down to focus on shorter duration pairs all the way down to same math can also apply right down to 4-hour bars or 1-hour bars if you want to do that. But look, it's a big glorified research product and do with it whatever seems to make sense. I think people will always have different ways of using these.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just like any tool, I think any tool period around the market, there's different ways to read it at times and different ways to execute with it, I guess. All right, don't hate me. Bonus question. I don't. My brain just starts rolling every time. I love this stuff.
Okay.
Bonus question. You mentioned the word options in there, which I think is super interesting because this is set up for equities, right? But maybe is there a world where you think about doing some options here, or is there a world where you say, and it could be, my brain's just I just go into the brainstorming phase because I sit here and I go, okay, well, maybe you don't want to just do straight up, call, buy calls, buy puts. Maybe you want to do some type of spread strategy or something, but it seems like you could do an option strategy around the same mathematics.
Yep.
And I'm just curious if there's any thoughts of getting there, if you know anyone, maybe yourself or others that, are toying around with it a little bit, trying to figuring out the edge with the options there too. Cause it seems like even if you went with something like a spread, if you sold a call spread or even bought call spreads or something, went put spreads on another side. And it's just cause you're playing, it's the directionality still, except, obviously if you went straight options, you'd have the theta to deal with, but you could kind of offset some of that. I feel like I'm just curious, any thoughts around options? Let me just leave it at that.
Look, my head would explode if I tried to build options into this for sure. I just wouldn't be able to do it. But yeah, look, 100%. I've thought about doing it myself on different pairs, but it would be too difficult. The way I've used these systems in the past is broad coverage, a large number of pairs, and get extra edge out of position sizing, particularly when you get a feel for what the higher performing pairs are. You'll use a bit of Kelly sizing, that sort of thing increasing exposure to lower volatility, strong win rate type pairs, and all that sort of thing. However, I have thought about using, but never did use options for this. But look, if you once you get under the hood and you find a great signal that you like, and you're thinking, look, that's going to make my 4% or whatever it was, but I can see there's only one leg going to move. I mean, you might get under the hood and look at a particular pair, and then when you research, you're actually looking at the actual charts of the two legs. You might say, well, look, all the volatility is coming out of CoreWeave. Verizon's not really the active leg here. You might say, look, I'm going to sell. If that was the short leg, you might be selling a call instead of shorting the stock just to collect time decay because you don't think it's going to move much, and being long the stock or using calls on the volatile leg. The difficulty comes in whether the pair trade happens and works around the time frame that you're going to set your options up with, and that's where you can add a lot of value. Obviously, you turn that into a super high performing strategy if you can do that well. But that's where I think the value of the system comes in. It's it's that research product where it's flagging these ideas to you. And it's like, look, we would say long 1, short 1.25 in a relative exposure. You might look at it and go, look, I'm just going to rip in with at the money calls or short puts and structure it with options. But the idea would come from us saying, look, there's going to be relative outperformance on this leg versus the second leg. And look, you might use ETFs, CFDs. There's a ton of leveraged ETFs out there. People might be trading CFDs.
I thought about that piece too. And I was like, I'm not going to ask, and I promise I'm not going to ask any more questions, but I did think about that. I was like, all these 2X, and we work with a bunch of these ETF providers, but that was where my brain went to. It was like these 2 and 3X ETFs out there. I was like, oh boy.
Some of them don't burn away too fast, right? As long as you don't get too, I'm not sure what they call it. It's like they're rebalancing costs. But you can get your exposure through those ETFs for sure if they don't burn away too badly. And if you can get the short borrow.
Well, that would be interesting. So like Direction sponsored our Power Hour today, and they've got a bunch of bull and bear, both sides. They're more sector based than like individual name based. There's not a whole lot of like individual based short ones, but I don't know. It's just interesting.
I've looked at sector pairs. There's when you use this, there's a sector pair section. And
like long semi short software right now.
Yeah, it finds some funky stuff, but they don't work as well. In the aggregate, they don't seem to work as well as single stock pairs.
All right, I promise I'm done with the questions. Jordan, I don't know if you've got another one for Mark, but I think I wore him out.
No, sir. It was a great afternoon. Shout out, Mark.
Glad you guys had a good day. Survived the market. That's excellent.
Yes, sir.
Mark, can you go ahead and tell us what's going to happen tomorrow since it's already Friday out there for you? Like what's Friday looking like?
Look, there's times when Australia seems to lead, and sometimes we seem to follow. I think at the moment it's we're more followers at the moment. Oh, I think everyone's following Kospi.
Well, yeah, we just keep blaming the Koreans.
That's where the violence is,
and they blame. So it's like we blame them, they blame us. Yeah. That's what's been going. It's like, well, the market's down today because the COPSI was down, and then that night they're like, well, the COPSI's down because the U.S. was down today. It's like what? It's like the Spider-Man meme. Just
you got a truckload of circuit breakers sitting next to the stock exchange there every day.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's some degens. I have new respect for the Koreans. There are some absolute degens over there. I love it.
Oh yeah, they love it. And they're trading on the way to work, on the phone. They're trading on the toilet. They're just tech savvy, market addicted. It's fantastic.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Jordan, any last pieces from you for Mark?
No, sir. Big appreciate you, Mark, and sure we'll have you on again soon. Always a pleasure, brother.
Thanks,
do it, guys.
That link's right there in the chat. Shout out to Mark. Appreciate him coming on, introducing us to this wonderful world of pair trading. Pair Sync, that's with a hyphen in between, www.pair-sync.com. Use code WOLF. And shout out to Mark for being here. Shout out to everyone that's been hanging out with us. Wild day in the markets today. Jordan's day was way better than mine, even though I probably made more money at the end of the day. But
You made
Jordan
more
had a
money,
much
but
better
I had
day.
a less stressful day.
I was at Six Flags on the roller coaster. Mark, I went
man.
up and down and up and down. I round tripped multiple.
I get triggered just watching the last half an hour of you guys.
I tell you
Oh,
what,
I can't do it,
crazy
Mark.
thing.
I let them trade. I can't do it. I trade the first 2 hours. That's it. And I do other work the rest of the day. And I listen to Emp get his trades off. It's great. I love it because it's entertainment for me while I'm doing work. And the chat obviously loves it. So
like there was a point where like I was doing pretty well and I said, I need to just go take a lap. I just, just go reset. And I didn't go reset. And sure enough, I got myself right back into some fun. I'm glad it worked out today. I came out on top today, but boy, I still look back. I'm like, I made money, but was it worth it? Like I made a good amount of money.
Mental capital
was
is
it worth
expensive. You never
could have
get
hit
that
a lap
back.
and had a much better afternoon.
Yep. All goody though. We survive. All right, crew. We're gonna wrap it up. Mark, talk soon. Everybody should follow that Parasync account on X. Go to the Parasync website. And we'll be back tomorrow, bright and early, Friday.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Cheers, Mark. Oh, shut it down. Goodness.
Shut her down.